and they decide to contact the police. For the next several days, the police investigator examines the medical records and death certificates of 19 patients of Harold Shipman. He is looking for some proof the doctor is killing his patients.
2 or 3 weeks later, the same police officer returned and informed Dr. Linda Reynolds that there was absolutely no concerns of any sort from their point of view, that there appeared to be no motives for any killings, if that's what we suspected, and that they really could find no concerns at all and nothing to put on Dr. Shipman. They concluded that we were overreacting, really. They concluded that our concerns were completely unfounded.
The doctors are actually relieved that Shipman has been cleared.
Who wants to be proved right? You do not want to think that a fellow doctor is killing his patients intentionally, and then for someone to say to you, that's absolutely correct. Following that, we did notice the number of cremation forms coming across had significantly decreased.
But if Dr. Shipman hadn't been killing his patients, then what or who was? Could it really just have been an unusual number of natural deaths? Then, just as quickly as the deaths go away, they return. In February of 1997, Bill Catlow arrives in town from a vacation he's taken with his longtime dance partner, Margaret. The day after they're back, he goes to her home to see her.
Are you there? The doors was open, and I thought, that's strange. I got to the front door and I saw the vestibule door was open. That's a door into the living room. As I got into the second door, Shipman was there. Are you there? You must be Bill.
The doctor says Margaret called him, complaining of dizziness and nausea.
Margaret?
Bill approaches his friend. He thinks he feels a pulse.
I just took hold of her hand. I just at the side of the chair where she sat. I still couldn't believe it.
But she's gone. There is nothing they can do. Dr. Shipman explains to Catlow that Margaret has died from complications of pneumonia.
I couldn't grasp it. It was unbelievable. The washer was on the line outside. The ironing board was in the kitchen and the iron was in the kitchen, ready to do the ironing. So if a woman doesn't do that if she's sick, she'd get her ready to do work.
Another rapid death, another patient under Dr. Harold Shipman's care. If the doctor was indeed innocent, then something or someone very sinister was lurking in the small town of Hyde, and doing a good job of throwing people off the scent of the real killer. In Hyde, England, the high death rate of Dr. Harold Shipman's patients leads a group of doctors and a taxi driver to suspect Shipman might be a killer. But police can find no evidence of wrongdoing, and Shipman has been cleared. Someone or something else must be killing the residents of Hyde. On June 24, 1998, a friend comes to check on community leader Elizabeth Smythe after she misses an important council meeting. Elizabeth is lying on her sofa. She isn't breathing. The friend immediately calls her doctor, Harold Shipman. But it is too late. The woman is dead.
Yes, hello.
Taxi driver John Shaw learns of the latest death from another customer.
She was a very, very lively lady, full of beans, and she became a very good friend. When she died, I was told that Dr. Shipman had visited her the morning of her death.
Even though police can't find anything wrong with Dr. Shipman's practices, John Shaw still won't let him off the hook.
I could only come to the one conclusion, that Shipman was killing these ladies.
Finally, a week later, there is a major break in the case. Elizabeth Smythe's daughter goes to the police with what she believes is a forged will she's just received.
Her daughter was contacted by a local solicitor who said that he was in possession of a will purporting to leave all her wealth to Dr. Shipman.
Do you recognise his signature?
No, I do not.
Elizabeth's daughter doesn't believe it.
Only that.
She herself is a lawyer and had prepared her mother's will years earlier.
You don't recognise his signatures at all?
I first suspected foul play as a result of seeing the documentation. And the documentation, I mean, is the will. The will is a very, very poor forgery. It's poorly put together.
The crudely typed will ignores Elizabeth's beloved family, leaving everything, inexplicably, to Shipman. A new set of investigators launches a second investigation into the doctor. Although Shipman had suggested cremation, Smythe's family chose a burial. Police began by exhuming the body.
There was certainly an eerie feeling about what was taking place. It's very uncomfortable to be present when a body's exhumed.
But they need answers. Was it really a heart attack? Or was it murder? Pathologist John Rutherford performs the autopsy. He finds no evidence of a heart attack.
She was very fit and had no clear anatomical cause for death, so we had to look for other causes.
He takes tissue samples and sends them for toxicology tests. While they await the results, police search Shipman's home.
We were looking for several things. We were looking for the typewriter, which had been used to complete the will. Any pens that might match up with the pens that had been used to sign the will. We were looking for blank will forms in case any of those were stored at his home or at his surgery.
They discover diamorphine, a drug Shipman is not licensed to store.
Diamorphine is a much stronger form of morphine. The street name for diamorphine is heroin.
Used in Britain for pain management, too much diamorphine can kill. Police also search Shipman's surgery and confiscate his medical files. It is there that they make their most important find, a type.